Okay, so in this video, we will be working on implementing the pagination, that too on the server side. So basically there are two ways to implement pagination. One is client side. So on the front end, we'll be implementing the pagination by loading all of the data and then using JavaScript to move through other pages. So page 1, 2, and 3. And the other one is to implement it on the server side. So we'll first initially load 10 records, and then on request we will dynamically load additional data. So that way we only render or return the data that the user needs. So the most performant way to implement is on the server side. And the drawback about client-side pagination is that if we have around 1,000 or even millions of records, maybe there might be some cases where you have them, and implementing them on the front end, what happens is we have to load all of the million records at once and then implement the pagination. So yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of implementing client-side pagination. So we'll be implementing that on the backend or on the server side. So first I want to go ahead and in the Index.Svelte, I have already created a markup for this. So I'll just paste that, and this is the markup for the A tag. So the link for the pagination. So these are individual links and we'll loop through them. And here we have these simple markup that says showing 1 to 10 of 100 results. So yeah, that's also needed. And let's go ahead and check this out, and then we'll implement that. So as you can see, we have showing 1 to 10 of 100 results, and here we'll also show the links. So for now it is commented out. And to implement the pagination, let's go ahead and on the controller, what you want to do here is, instead of passing all of the data, we can call in the paginate method, and by default I think this is gonna paginate by 15 records. So I'm going to keep that as a default. And now if we go ahead and check out our students data, so this data, let's just console.log it, console.log students, and then as you can see that we have some paginator related data in here that is provided by Laravel. So we can use that to render or implement pagination. So we have inside the data array, we have these 15 data, and inside links and meta, as you can see, we have these pagination links and also the current page, from, last page, links, and all the other stuff. So we can use these to implement the pagination. So okay, let's get rid of that, and what we can do is we can loop over the links. So first I want to display the from and to for this. So we have that inside. Okay, we can use the meta actually. So meta consists of everything: current page, from, last page, links. So we want these links to be displayed in a loop, and everything else looks good. Okay, so here students dot meta dot, what do we have, from, to, and total. Okay, we can make use of this students dot meta dot from. Okay, and let's copy that and paste that in here, and this is gonna be 2, and this is the total. Let's save that and let's check it out. And as you can see, we have showing 1 to 15 of 100 results. So this is the dynamic data. That's done, and here we want to loop through each of the links and display them. So that's inside the links array. As you can see, we have all of these links, and we also have properties like whether this link is active or not. So depending on that, we can enable or disable the button. We can display the labels. So we also have next and previous. So yeah, everything is already there. So let's loop over each of the data. So students dot links as link, so it's not links but meta dot links, and let's close the each loop, and let's go ahead and comment this thing. Okay, yep, that looks good. let's uncomment that. And since I'm naming it link, so I have already implemented that. So if the link is active or if there's no URL, then we want to disable this button. And I want to replace the a tag with a link tag provided by Inertia, because while paginating I want to create the SPA like experience. I don't want to reload the whole browser. So yeah, for that we can use a link, and we can also apply these classes. So if we have the active state or the active property is true, in that case I want to apply these classes, otherwise I want to apply all of these classes. And to display the label, what's happening is this is the escaped HTML. So to properly render this thing, we can pass in the HTML, so @HTML, and then pass in the label. So now this will properly display the HTML version of this label. And okay, I think this should work. So we'll implement the link for this, but let's go ahead and check out whether we have the proper links being displayed. Now as you can see, we have all of these links, and this is okay, this is not rendered, this is not disabled because we are currently using a tag or href. Okay, this should work, but I think we should reload it once. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not working, but disabled. Okay, I'm not really sure whether we can apply disabled to link tags, partial active states. Okay, maybe we can't do that. So if okay, what we can do is, one of the workarounds to this could be, if the link.active is true, then we'll pass in link. Okay, I think we can do one thing, as button. Let's try this out. And now this is disabled and this should work. Okay, that makes sense. So href is gonna be link.url. So this should go to the URL that is inside the link, that is in the link object, and everything else should work now. Okay, let's go ahead and test it out once, and we'll fix if there are any issues. So now this is disabled. If I click on 2, then we go to page 2 without the full browser reload, and we also have ID from 18 to 32. So this means that we are actually paginating. And one more thing that I want to fix here is that when I click on these links and I go back to the top of the page, so what I want to do is I want to stay in this state itself. So in this scroll position, I don't want to reset the scroll position. So for that, Inertia also comes with a scroll preserve attribute, so we can use that. Where's that? Okay, there's a preserve scroll. You have scroll preservation, so we can pass in the preserve scroll function or option, and that's gonna preserve our scroll behavior. So let's pass that in, and let's try to reload. Okay, I think we don't have to. So now if I click on link 5, then as you can see, I stay in that position and the scroll is now preserved. So yeah, that's the desired behavior that I want. And yeah, we are done with the pagination. And what else do we have? Okay, I also want to implement working with image uploads, so we'll do that in the next video.